In a small, forgotten village nestled between forested hills lived Aldric, a young man with the heart of a lion but the fate of a peasant. His father was a humble farmer, toiling from sunrise to sunset, while his mother spent her days weaving baskets to trade for bread. Aldric's world was simple, and his future seemed laid out before him. A life spent tilling the land, raising crops, and living in quiet obscurity, just like the generations before him. But Aldric's heart burned for more. Ever since he was old enough to understand the stories told by traveling bards and soldiers, Aldric had longed to wear armor, carry a sword, and ride a horse into battle. Tales of knights, men of honor, courage, and valor filled his heart with restless dreams. He imagined standing beneath banners fluttering in the wind, his sword raised high, protecting the weak and fighting for justice. Unfortunately, in the world Aldric lived in, such dreams were foolish for someone of his birth. Only the sons of noblemen could earn a knight's spurs, trained from youth in the art of war and the codes of chivalry. No knight would waste time training a farm boy. And so, while other boys his age focused on their chores, Aldric spent his free hours practicing with makeshift weapons, a wooden sword whittled from a branch and a shield carved from an old barn door. His parents, though frustrated by his fantasies, could not bring themselves to crush his spirit. After all, in a village where life rarely changed, dreams were sometimes the only comfort. Still, Aldric's ambitions earned him little more than scorn from others in the village. "Play night," the children would jeer, laughing at his awkward attempts to mimic the knights he had seen passing by on distant roads. Even the village elders would shake their heads. "Best to leave such thoughts behind," they warned. "Knighthood is for the highborn, not the likes of us." But Aldric's heart would not listen. If he could not be a knight by birth, then he would become one through bravery. His chance came on the first night of autumn, when the air grew cold, and rumours swept through the village of a ruined fortress hidden deep in the hills, Blackthorn Keep. Travellers passing through claimed the old keep was haunted, cursed by the spirits of knights who had fought and fallen in some long-forgotten war. Bandits and outlaws avoided it, and not even the bravest hunters dared stray too close. When Aldric heard the rumours, he felt a thrill deep in his chest. This was the moment he had waited for. If no knight dared to explore Blackthorn Keep, then surely a true knight's heart would be shown not in birthright but in courage. If Aldric could venture into the cursed fortress and return alive, perhaps the world would see him differently. Perhaps even the lords who ruled from distant castles would recognize his bravery. That very night, as rain began to fall and the wind howled through the forest, Aldric made up his mind. He told no one of his plan, knowing that his parents and neighbours would only try to stop him. Grabbing his father's old sickle, a pitiful weapon, but the only one he had, he pulled on a threadbare cloak, strapped his boots tight, and set off toward the hills.